What's going on, everybody? My name is Gamer, and welcome back to the channel. Now, a few things I want to say. One, I'm going to be doing a new series in a few days. Y'all will be seeing it, okay? But also, I'm starting a new series today called Hero Overviews, okay? Now, of course, you may think to yourself and say, hey, hang on, I've heard this before. Where does it come from? I'm getting inspiration from a guy on YouTube named Bendy. Please go subscribe to him. If you just search up Bendy Disney Heroes, you will get his channel, his videos. I got his hero overview ideas from his channel. I'm not stealing his content. I gave him credit. So go subscribe to him and possibly me. And I forgot everyone was going to say. Anyways, today I just thought I'd do a hero overview, really. I don't know of who. You know what? I almost start my phone. Now, Quackerjack just came to the game. Okay, yeah, Quackerjack just came to the game. Let's do a Quackerjack overview. This is my first time, so don't criticize me if I get it all wrong. So first up, we're gonna go over what his core stats are. Basically, what role, what's position with his team. Go over what mods you should give him, his skills and all that. Okay, anyways. Quackerjack is a control enemy hero, a mid-roll control, and he's on the red team. I have no idea what conservation does, but he has a lot of it. Alright, on to the skills. Tear Teddy. Passive. So he's like a passive and active one. Instead of a basic attack, Quackerjack cackles mechanically or whatever, gaining 100 energy. At the start of each wave, Quackerjack summons a robot teddy bear with 393,665 HP that attacks enemies, dealing 20,010 damage to each hit. So that's just the bear's basic attack. Active. If the teddy bear is not KO'd, Quackerjack causes it to explode, dealing a lot of damage to the enemies around it. If the teddy bear is KO'd, Quackerjack resummons teddy bear with blah blah HP. Okay. There's also something that happens with his red skill that makes like the teddy bear to do something. I can't remember. Quackerjack pulls out Mr. History, scaring enemies for 13 seconds and applying 4 stacks of fatigue to enemies. Fatigue blocks one buff from being applied and then it is removed. Yeah, so I've read through his skills already. He's really good with fatigue, mainly. Of course, scare and stacks of fatigue have a chance to fail. Quackerjack throws a Mr. Banana Brain at the enemy with the most stacks of fatigue and explodes, dealing a lot of damage actually in an area, an additional like 60k damage per stack of fatigue, and it can do a max of 22k damage, pretty much. The robot teddy bear applies 1 stack of The robot teddy bear applies 1 stack of fatigue to nearby enemies every 2 seconds and 2 stacks of fatigue nearby enemies whenever he is summoned with Tear Teddy. As I said, he's really good with fatigue, so maybe he'd be a good combination with like Swedish Chef and with his red skill and the Bunsen disc. When Quackerjack uses Tear Teddy, he summons the robot teddy bear. When Quackerjack uses Tear Teddy and summons the robot teddy bear, scared enemies are also distracted by it for 12 seconds. And we all know what distraction does, it prefers to target that enemy. And the robot teddy bear deals 12,000 about a bit of damage per second near my enemies. Give him skill power, basic damage to the robot teddy bear, and max HP the robot teddy bear. It's like if he were to do history lesson and he had his red skill, then he did Terror Teddy, summoned it, he would have distracted scared enemies and let me go out of it. Now, time for his discs. The Slinky Dog disc, on the level side, gives armor to the robot teddy bear per invisible enemy. Quackerjack himself gains skill power, and enemies lose base damage while they are invincible. Quackerjack saps enemies for 5 seconds when they become invincible. So this is good if, like, you have someone who mainly is invincible. That's actually a good counter towards Kermit. Reduced damage from fatigued enemies. Enemies lose basic damage per stack of fatigue on them. It gives him max HP and armor per ally who rolls damage. Enemies can lose about 15% of their basic damage from this memory disk. And this can go up 5 times, and it gets a 15. It's like 15, 30, 45, 60. They can lose up to 75 if you get it maxed out. Alright, so basically, yeah, he's pretty good. What would I probably give him? What mods? I don't have any mods on him right now. I'd probably give him, like, okay. So, there's a badge, like a skill power thing. Skill power mod. Sorry. It allows you to add 10 levels to each mod per time you evolve it. It lets you do green skill, blue skill, or purple skill. Whatever you do with Quackerjack, do not do green or purple, because that just ups the chance it has to fail. And really doesn't help, so I think I would put a blue skill buff on him, because that makes it to where it does more and more damage, and of course it ups the max damage. I'd probably give him a starting shield, because he doesn't have really any way to defend himself. So I'd give him, like, probably a starting shield, maybe some fantastic crit for Banana Boom, because you gotta realize, he does no normal damage. The robot teddy bear isn't there for that. Yeah, pretty much just starting shield, fantastic crit, and probably blew up. Now who does he work well with? Obviously, I said this before, but he can work really, really well with Swedish Chef. Because Swedish Chef and him can put fatigue on like crazy. And with Swedish Chef's red skill, I don't have it, but enemies deal 10% less damage with their basic attacks and skills per stack of fatigue up to max of 70. So they can have. This doesn't mean they can only have 7 stacks of fatigue. Don't get me wrong. This means that when they have 7 stacks of fatigue, that reduces their speed, that reduces their attack damage and skill power by 70%, but that's the max it can go down. But this can actually be lowered even more. Obviously. With the fatigue, this disc. Enemies lose basic damage, and enemies lose basic damage per stack of fatigue they have, which means they lose even more basic damage. Also, in this video, I may have turned on comments, but comment down below, let me know who you want me to do. I have a lot of heroes I could overview. Almost all, but John Silver and Sheriff of Nottingham. Because Sheriff of Nottingham's crates are really expensive. So really, he mainly can work really, really, really well with Swedish Chef. Just mainly him. I could see him. Oh, it hurts on my bad. God, who was I gonna say? I don't know. Anyways, well, mainly it's just Swedish Chef off the top of my head. I know there's a lot of other characters he could work really well with. Who is he a good counter for? Definitely Kermit, I'll be honest. Where is he? Where's my Kermit? There he is. Definitely Kermit, because Kermit can be a very annoying hero with Tuned Out, and then he does Rainbow Connection. He can be a very annoying hero, especially with his red skill. So really, Quackerjack's gonna help put a bunch of fatigue on there, and like, help stop Kermit from getting buffs. He could also be good against Maximus, because Maximus puts a lot of buffs on himself. At the beginning of each wave, no, that's not it. He, of course, it doesn't matter, really, if the teddy bear dies, because it still deals damage. It's like a Mecharaptor, basically. Whenever it explodes, it deals extra damage. Keep in mind, this is my first time, so I'm sorry if I sound like jittery, stuttery, whatever. But what he could also do is block this heal, I think. Oh, I didn't even read his red skill. I'm an idiot. No, I did. Okay. But he can mainly block Maximus' red skill. Sword Swat also grants Maximus and frontline allies three stacks of party and midline backline heroes skill power that lasts 5 seconds. If all these allies and enemies have enough stacks of fatigue, he can block all the stacks of party and the skill power buff. And he can block the reality buff that he deals. So he's a huge counter for mainly just Maximus, Kermit, Clawhauser, actually, not you. He's a huge counter for Clawhauser, because if you get fatigue on Clawhauser like crazy, you can block all his reality and armor buffs, which make him heal less, and basically allow you to damage him more and more. So he is a huge counter for that, and also he can block his red skill. So Quackerjack's actually really good control when you think about it. Anyways, who's a good counter? Yeah. Who is a good counter for him? I think one of the best counters is Lockshop and Daryl. Okay? Because they're all cut up still. Because they can just run back to Quackerjack and bag him. But you also gotta think, with Quackerjack, he gains 100 energy every time. And his max energy is 1,000, so he only has to do that 10 times to resummon or blow up the teddy bear. So, really, this is a great way to stop Quackerjack in his tracks. Who do I also think? I think if silencing him pretty much does nothing, I think Kim is actually a really good counter as well. Let me explain. With this, I'm coughing. With her first one, Kim shoots like her gun from the movie. That damages enemies and removes energy. She steals energy from them. Which means she can steal energy from Quackerjack if he's the farthest back enemy. And steal back the energy and make him just do more. Possibly Mike could be a good counter with the Sully disc, because that makes him... No, he doesn't steal energy, my bad. Okay, never mind. Doesn't Basil's red skill do stuff? Yeah, Basil could be a huge counter to him. Because Basil moves 20 energy when he damages a steady enemy on the mark. So if he studies Quackerjack, on the mark is like literally his most broken skill. When he goes on the mark, he could damage Quackerjack like crazy and remove energy like crazy. So really, he is a really good counter to some people, but he also himself has a lot of good counters. And that's basically it. I had a lot of fun with this video, honestly. I really like doing it. I'm sorry I'm uploading sales, I apologize. But this was really fun to do. I like going through these. If y'all want to see more, let me know. I'd be so happy to do more. Because I love doing the GW heroes, because I love the Darkwing Duck show. This was really fun. That's the end. Talk to you later. Bye. Oh wait, no, I have one more thing he could counteract. There are two things. Where is he? Okay. He could be a huge counter to Big with his green skill, but Big could also be a good counter to him. Sorry, just wanted to finish that up. Alright, bye.